Good afternoon from the Grampians. We're off on another little weekend getaway. It's been quite a while since we've been to the Grampians. Yeah. So we're very excited to be here. We've been gifted a stay at the Breeze Holiday Parks in Halls Gap. I've stayed at the one in the Grampians, which is actually a separate park, like 5 minutes out of town before. And yeah, it's just a caravan park with cabins. So we're staying in a Twin Deluxe Cabin.
For the three of us.
Yeah. Plenty of spare room, but we've got a whole bed to put all that gear and Harlow stuff on. Bring the porta cot for him to sleep in. So yeah, very excited. It's a beautiful spot. Like it's right at the base of heaps of mountains.
Heap of short walks from here.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that
Heaps
sort
of signs.
Yeah.
And at the moment we're just doing a little walk through the Botanic Gardens, which is like right next door as well.
Yeah.
And it's literally such a short walk across the road to all the shops in Halls Gap as well. So we'll walk down and get some food probably.
Excited to be back.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to come back for a while, so
Yeah.
happy to be back.
Alright, so a quick little cabin tour. Got a outdoor setting here. We're in cabin number 56, which is a Twin Deluxe. So we've got pretty much nearly a full kitchen set up here, which is perfect to be able to cook and save some money. We bring a lot of food with us, which we can do that. Table, split system, couch. This will be the spare bedroom where we'll probably dump all our luggage and all of Harlow's crap because, let's face it, you need to pack a lot with a newborn. Main bedroom and bathroom. So we had a little look down the shops and now we've come up to Boroka Lookout. We had like half an hour till sunset and we're like, oh, it's a 20-minute drive, let's go give it a crack. It was pretty cloudy earlier, but you could see it had parted like recently and it looked pretty clear. And then right at the end, as soon as we like nearly got close to here, there was just like thick fog, like cloud, like, and it looks so dark. So we're the only ones up here. Don't like our chances, but we're going to sit and wait it out for, I don't know,
5 minutes.
maybe 15 minutes. I think it's like 5 minutes to the actual sunset time. But you never know, it always parts unexpectedly, so we'll see. I don't like our chances of there being a sunset. Look, the whole thing is just white. It's actually a really eerie feeling, like being out on this ledge above nothing, but you can't see anything and everything's just white. Like, I don't know, it's weird feeling. Because I've been here before, I know there's a massive drop and you can see like the lake in the distance and stuff. It's really beautiful. So I might try and come back tomorrow or Sunday. I've got 2 more days here. But yeah, it was still worth a try. If we didn't come, it would have been amazing and like beautiful and pink. So yeah, I would always wonder like what if. So glad we still came. All right, so this is dinner for night number 1. We went into Halls Gap and got takeaway from the Town Fryer. So this is a cheeseburger pizza. Actually looks pretty good. Chips, cheese and gravy, and then a jam donut we're going to fight over. Good morning, day 2 in the Grampians. So the reason we organised this trip on this date was to actually meet up with some friends. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen in April I went to the Columbia store opening in the Melbourne Emporium. And I met these 2 lovely girls, Mae-Gene and Alex, and Cedar, but Cedar can't make it today. So we've decided to do a little group hike. So they're coming along. We're meeting at Troopers Creek Campground. And we're doing a 14-kilometre hike, if we can make it. Matt and Harlow are coming along too in the baby carrier, so if it gets too steep or too dangerous or anything, we'll just stop and we can meet back up with them later. But yeah, the goal is a 14-kilometre hike to Briggs Bluff. It goes via 3 waterfalls, Waterfalls of Gar. One of them is Beehive Falls. I'm not actually sure what the other 2 are. But yeah, we're just going to feed Harlow in the car now before we start. And then hopefully we can get 2 to 3 hours of walking done before he needs another feed. So we'll keep you updated and it should be beautiful. The weather's actually looking perfect, like the sun's out. The mountains are still in the clouds a little bit, but compared to yesterday, it's so much better. out doing our hike in the Grampians. We started doing the Briggs Bluff, which also goes through the waterfalls. But we've kind of changed our minds now. We've seen 3 beautiful waterfalls. There's been no signs on them, so we actually don't know what they were called, which is a bit random. So yeah, with Alex, Mae-Gene and Colin. Matt's been carrying Harlow the whole way. He's been a little angel, which has been amazing. Stopped for a little feed and nappy change before. Also, crazy story. Dan, if you're watching this, hey. But we were sitting there doing Harlow's nappy. And then, yeah, someone walked up and I looked up and it was Dan, who actually was in our group trip when we hiked to Everest Base Camp. Like, haven't seen him since 2019. Pretty sure he lives in Queensland. Anyway, just so random to see a familiar face on the trail when it's so unexpected. So it's been a really nice hike. We've just got a little bit lost, went off trail a little bit, but we had a little bit of reception, so we downloaded the GPX file off trailhiking.com.au and chucked it into a GPX file app, which you can use offline. So now that we've got that, we'll be fine, and we've made our way back to the little yellow arrows which are on the ground, but it's hard to see when you're from a distance, like, because you can't see them on the ground. But anyway, we've made our way back. The weather's been beautiful. So this point up here, that's Briggs Bluff, which we were going to go to, but we're kind of running out of time a little bit, so we're just going to head out to Beehive Falls and then back to the car. So just a nice hike full of waterfalls today. So we made it back to the car finally. It's always the last bit of a hike, I swear, is like the hardest. It feels like it's going to go forever. So we actually ended up, we didn't do Briggs Bluff. We went down to Beehive Falls and then went from there to Beehive Falls car park, and from there walked from along the road from Beehive Falls car park to Troopers Creek Campground. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. Anyway, Troopers Creek. Anyway, long story short, we made it back to the car. It was actually, it ended up being 13 kilometres, I believe, which we kind of ended up making up our own way, I guess, in the end. It wasn't actually like a set trail. But yeah, it was really nice, like so many waterfalls. Honestly, don't even know the name of most of them. I'll try and find it out for you, but Beehive Falls was definitely one of the best and biggest. And yeah, just epic views the whole way and really good company. It was really good to see the girls and meet Colin as well. And yeah, the weather was perfect for us. We're super lucky. But yeah, definitely very exhausted now. Matt did amazing carrying Harlow the whole way, and even the backpack at the end there because I was just exhausted. It's the first time we've done like a big hike like that for me and for ages since I was pregnant, and even for Matt a long time as well. So Harlow was amazing. He was so quiet and happy the whole time, slept a lot of it, and yeah, just did very, very well. So yeah, now we're just we've got a dinner booked tonight at 6:30 at Flame Brothers. We've been there before, like 3 years ago, and it was absolutely amazing. Been dying to go back ever since. So we booked in there for dinner with Mae-Gene and Colin as well. Good morning from our cozy little cabin. We're glad we had shelter last night. It did rain all night, so glad we weren't camping. And we had the split system going all night because it was freezing. So it was good to keep this little one warm, hey? We had a good sleep, and now we're just gonna clean up this mess before we check out. Alright, so the weather's held off for us on the morning of day 3.
Yep.
So we decided to come up and do the Pinnacle. We weren't really sure, we just kind of came for a drive. We're thinking maybe Boroka Lookout, or I can't remember what the other one's called, the balconies.
As well.
Yeah, Silver Bend Falls. They're all kind of in the same direction, so we just drove up, and yeah, the weather looks fine really, like a bit cloudy, but
For now.
I think the rain's going to hold off for a few hours at least, so I've decided to do the Pinnacle walk. It's an hour and a half, and yeah, it's not that far. I think it's only 3.4 k's or something like that, but it's just because it's kind of steep and rocky in parts. So we've got Harlow in the carrier again.
Fast asleep.
Hopefully we'll just sleep the whole time like yesterday. And then yeah, might do Silver Bend afterwards if the weather's good.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, and have a look maybe down the street again, and yeah, head home today. currently in Silent Street, which is this little canyon, and it's just like shelter from the wind, so I think that's why they called it that, because it's really quiet in here, like blocked off. And it's so nice, we're super close to the top. Very exhausted, my cheeks are so red. Definitely still unfit, but we're getting there. So we finished our little hike to the Pinnacle. It was nice.
Yeah, nice. And wet.
Yeah. It ended up raining on the way back, and at the top it was super windy. Like, I think probably most of the time it's probably like that up there, just because it cops so much wind.
Pretty amazing though.
Yeah, it's a great viewpoint. But yes, going up there's a lot of steps. It's a bit hard, but on the way down it's like way quicker because you're just going downhill pretty much the whole time.
It's probably one of the best lookouts we've been to, I reckon.
Yeah, very epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately we did get drenched on the way back. Luckily Harlow was fine, he was in so many layers, and Matt did an amazing job of like keeping him covered. Had his little rain cover over the top. Yeah, that's it for our Grampians trip this time.
We'll be back again.
Definitely.
Hopefully not as long of a gap next time.
Yeah, before we come back again.
Yeah.
It'd be good to spend a bit longer even if we can. There's just so many, I just can't wrap my head around how many walks there are to do in the Grampians. It's just like endless amount of tracks and hikes and everything, and it's also beautiful. So yeah, we'll be back one day, and thanks for watching.